to Acu Quickies. So this is a video about acupressure, and I'll be sharing with you about one acupressure point that will be beneficial if you have been feeling nauseous or having any issues with nausea. Before we begin, I'd just like you to know that I am not an acupuncturist or a TCM professional, but I do have some general knowledge about this from trainings that I have done with my own teachers, and I also do apply this knowledge into classes that I teach, specifically into yin yoga, where I teach according to the meridian system, and into Acu Yin, which is a combination of acupressure and the yin yoga practice. Okay, so now if you have feelings of nausea coming to you quite easily, whether for some of us, it's a motion sickness when you're traveling, or it can be nausea from digestion, from foods that you've taken, or maybe if you're pregnant and you're having morning sickness, you're feeling nauseous and a lot of vomiting, this can be a point that will be beneficial and helpful for you. This point is located in the upper limb, and I will show you where the point is with an Acupen. Okay, so don't worry if you don't have an Acupen, we'll just be using the finger. This is just for clarity purposes to show you where exactly that spot is. Okay, now this particular point is actually a really common point used by a lot of practitioners to treat for nausea. But this point can also be used to help treat for other things because it's located in the upper limb area here. So it's also for things like Carpal Tunnel Syndrome. So if you've been using the workstation a lot, especially if you've been using a lot of movement at the wrist here from writing, or if you're a designer, I understand that sometimes there's a lot of work here. I've known friends who have had issues with carpal tunnel syndrome, and it is really quite painful a process to go through. Okay, so this is a spot that can be beneficial to maybe help kind of push and release any stagnation of chi or energy into this area. Also, if you have any issues sometimes with the heart, maybe there are palpitations that you've been feeling, maybe asthma, if there's some breathing issue as well, and also if you have sleep issues, things like insomnia, or you're not getting enough proper rest. This can also be a spot that could help you find that release too. So it's a really good multi-purpose spot to know. Okay, to find this particular spot, okay, go ahead and now extend that arm out. Okay, and what we're going to do is you're just going to make a fist. Okay, so you're going to clench the fingers in and release. Now as you clench the fingers inwards and outwards this way, notice, okay, at the wrist joint area here, you will see like the tendons kind of popping up in the middle of the wrist. Okay, here. Okay, I'm not sure if you can see. Okay, here. Okay, so you notice the tendons popping up here. So there's a go ahead and maintain the clenched fist. All right, and then we'll be using 3 fingers to measure down from the wrist crease into that spot. Okay, so measure down, bring the thumb into the space here, and this is that spot right here. I'm going to use the Acupen so that it's clear to see, okay, where the spot is here. Okay, so you can go ahead and press into this spot. Now, for this particular spot, you might have to press really quite deeply. It's in between the 2 tendons here before you can feel, okay, that sense of tenderness. And you can notice that when I do that, okay, that there's an automatic physiological reaction in the other part of the arm. Okay, good. Okay, so from here, this spot here, this is really good, especially for nausea. Like I mentioned, I have personally used this spot before when I was traveling. I get motion sickness really easily. Sometimes I do have a little bit of a vertigo issue as well. So this one does help when I apply pressure into the space, and I actually did use it in situ before. I was in a minibus and traveling, and the roads that the bus was on, the minibus was on, was like winding left and right, going uphill and downhill. So it was really an uncomfortable ride, and I happened to know about this particular point, and I just kept pressing into this point the whole time. Okay, so if you're feeling okay, so you measure 3 points down. So if you're feeling nauseous, you can go ahead and find some relief into this spot itself here. All right, use it anytime that you feel that you need to. Like I said, it can be not just when you're traveling, but also if it's food related too. And if you find that that can give you some release this way, please go ahead and use it. So thank you for joining me. I hope that you have found this information interesting and helpful. I hope to see you in the next one as well. Okay, bye.